This is Paul, and you're here for another episode of Carpet Cleaning Guys Vlog. So today we have 3 commercial jobs we're doing, and then I have another one that I got to do tomorrow. And this one is a restaurant, and you can see it has that kind of pattern style flat. It's a commercial carpet. I believe it's probably, it's hard to tell. It's probably an olefin or maybe a nylon. But it's been probably about 5 years since it's been cleaned. And of course with COVID, they didn't get much traffic in 2020. So everything's opening back up. It's got 2 sections. It's got that private room I walked through, and not really private, but it's walled in, and then the open area, and then the lobby or the counter area. There's a wool, I think that's probably an 8x10. It is a beautiful day out here today in the state of Washington. And of course I'll be using my Mytee ECO14 Pro light to get the job done.
Will it reach?
Kind of show you the lighting in here is weird. Later in the video I'll show you the overhead lighting. They have light separated, like spotlights almost, so you get these dark zones like right there. Then you see a lighter zone back there. That's not coming from the window, that's the actual spotlights. What we're doing is the crew didn't move all the tables out of here, so we slid, they moved some of it, but we slid the tables over to the left, and I'll just do this whole section. Then I'll go work on the open area, open dining area on the other side. And we'll come back after that. This side should be dry. We'll shift everything over and complete the side that has the tables. I've got my spotting drill, and I've put some Angry Lemon in my spotting bottle. As you can see, there's stuff like this. I think it's either gum or some kind of food goo. And my wife is vacuuming with the power speed. And spray a little spotter on there, and then we'll use the drill. And that's a little pre-agitation. Helps so that I don't have to slow down or remember. Sometimes with a pattern, when you're cleaning, your eyes can play tricks on you and you'll miss that. So it's good to kind of come through and just pre-spot those things out of the way. Okay. Get King Kong working here. And this is a excuse me, a white fiber pad. It's just a 3M polishing pad. And I pre-sprayed all the areas, and then with the I'm using Awesome Encap. And the Awesome Encap that I'm using is the new version. If you go on Encap, see I'm making my line right here, and you'll see in the video the lighting's weird in here, but you can clearly see where it's cleaning. But man, I got a really good shot afterwards of that before and after when I slid right before we slid the furniture over. Look at that. Crazy. So anyway, I'm using the new version of Awesome Encap. Awesome Encap's a staple. Available at Encapstore.com, but What they did was they revised it. It's now got a super polymer, which means it's more concentrated, and it's got plant-based cleaners in it. So check it out. It's new, it's improved, and man, it does work. I was considering using my Angry Lemon because I know everybody kind of says Angry Lemon is made for restaurants, greasy restaurants, but initially it didn't look as bad. When you see the pads, you're going to be surprised. It didn't look as bad as what came out. But afterwards, man, it was just glistening and shining and beautiful. So just using the awesome Encap did a great job. And I'll work on my barrier going around. It was nice to have my wife helping me to manage the cord on this, so that in some instances I just went around like I was mowing the lawn. When I got back where the cord was, she would just lift the cord over my head. I'm sure there's some kind of method. Chime in the comments if you own one of these machines, either the 14-inch or the 17-inch, how you control the cord. Like, is it back and forth, one direction, and you kind of keep the cord on the inside or the outside? What's the best method? I haven't discovered it yet. And I will keep practicing. We did do, I told you in a video, a couple videos ago, we were getting calls for a lot of commercial jobs to go out and bid. We went out and bid these jobs and actually got all of them, which was awesome. And I'm not sure who was bidding against us, but you know, I like to go out and be personable with the managers, talk to them, let them know, you know, what I do. Sometimes I bring them out to the van and I open the van up and show them the equipment. I'll usually hand them a jar of Green Dragon, let them read the label, and I think that helps. But look at that 3M white pad. It is completely black. I put a fresh Iron Man next to it to show the contrast. And the commercial jobs, I'm not sure, I've actually had 2 of the 4 that called requested this method, which is unusual because, you know, as previous nothing but steam cleaner, I would get bids or get calls for work, and they never really asked, you know, are you able to have a contained unit, you know, stay inside. Even if I had a portable steam cleaner, no one asked me that. You know, they just got a quote and then I'd show up and do the job. Usually there was a nighttime staff there, so that worked. We just left the door open and ran the hoses through. Just left it cracked. But this time, 2 of the 4 asked for either a floor machine or a floor buffer method of carpet cleaning. So people are getting more knowledgeable, more educated about encapsulation as well. So that's nice. And of course it's nice when you have this big King Kong machine in the back of your truck and you open the truck up and you got some chrome polish, you polish it up. Looks like a 1957 Chevy. And they love it. So, and it does do work, I'll tell you that much. This thing cleans like crazy, and for this style of work, those wheels, incredible. No physical labor on your elbows or arms or anything, just like mowing the grass. And it sounds so smooth and quiet. You can hear kind of, it almost sounds like a small helicopter, a private helicopter, just that noise. And I kind of come to like that. It sounds like it's really cleaning like crazy. You just hear that choo 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 choo. So I posted just a preview picture on my community page of my YouTube channel. I'm not sure if that shares with everyone or if you have to be subscribed to see the community posts. But you can see there, look at that. Clearly see the contrast. You can look deep under the table. That's not shadow, that's actual dirt. That's just where we shifted the tables over to, and then look how much nicer and clean. And then some of those dark areas, like right here, back there, those are from the lighting, overhead lighting. I'll show you that in a moment. But check out the pad. Woo! Look at that. Tell me there was not some dirt to be picked up. When someone says, where does the dirt go? That's what you want to show them. And I will say these pads, holy smokes. You know, somebody mentioned in the comments when they saw the preview community post to make sure not to let these dry out. I didn't. I bought them in, and I washed them 4 at a time, just so that I figured if I put too many in there, the soil would outweigh the detergent and it would affect the cleaning ability. So I did get them to lighten up, but I'm wondering, I did spray heavily and then use these dry. I probably should have pre-wet them before and wrung them out, because it's, look at that line. I'm having a hard time getting the dirt out of them. These I may have ruined $100 worth of pads or $50 worth of pads. And here I am going over this 100% wool area rug, 8x10. This sits in front of the counter. And you'll see the pad when I'm done with that as well. It's crazy. I did come back in and groom it with the Grande Groomer, the soft bristle black one. And surprisingly here, this was the first time this one was cleaned. And so we had a lot of shedding. We had to get a broom and sweep up all that shedding, and that's normal. I could have used a microfiber on this, but this one was really old and they were not too worried about it. They just wanted to get it as clean as they could. So why not use the Iron Man, a little more aggressive. But yeah, it did shed off a lot of the fibers. Like I said, that will happen sometimes on the first cleaning. It's a natural fiber, so if you're new to carpet cleaning and you start to see shedding on these, you don't need to get excited. You're not damaging the carpet. I mean, unless you see fiber coming up and leaving holes. Don't get me wrong. Excuse me, don't get me wrong. But anyway, this whole job turned out real good. Didn't take us but a couple hours. And then I have a couple more that we're gonna do. I'm gonna see if I can film them. I will. I won't have my wife helping me on the others, and my helper is doing some residential work for me today. I only had 2 small jobs. Again, they were military base move-outs. So he's gonna swing by here in about a half hour or so and pick up the other machine. This thing's going crazy. I used quite a few pads on the whole job. I think I used about 6 of them. And the white polishing pad where I pre-scrubbed, not this, but the other 2 rooms. So, and then 5 out of 6 pads I used both sides. And then the 6th pad I only used one side. And I'll try it, if I get a chance, when I post my next video, I'll show you the clean pads after I cleaned them. and we'll see if I ruined them completely or if they come clean. I have a feeling, I know bleach is not really good for 100% cotton. It breaks down the fiber. I have used bleach in the past, and yes, the pads, and they'll last. They only last about half as long as they would if you didn't use bleach. So if I absolutely have to get some of the dark soil off the pads, I'll soak them in the bleach and then run it through a cycle, and then I'll run it through just a water rinse cycle to get as much of the residue bleach off of the pads. That usually solves the problem, and I'll probably get another 3 months out of the pads before I need to order more. And I am going to try. I ordered what are they called? They're the microfiber, the white, the blue and gray ones. I ordered a case of those. Look at that pad. Whew. I mean, that's crazy. Soaked all the way through. Look at that. Where does the dirt go?
What kind of rug is this then? It smells funny.
It's gonna go all over my pad and hopefully get them clean. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Plus the scouring pad. Look at that. Holy smokes. I mean, that looks like tar. And then this room came out beautiful. There's the overhead lighting I'm talking about. You see the space? You got 1, 2, 3 spotlights, or 4, and then you got the others. So where there's no spotlight, you have those dark marks, which is a weird layout for a restaurant because you want to see what you're eating. So if your table is placed where there's a void of lighting, you're going to be in those dark zones. There it is again. And so keep that in mind as if you're a carpet cleaner and you're cleaning someone's home and they have those spotlight type inlaid bulbs, it's going to just wreak havoc with shadows, and you're going to be cleaning shadows. I've done it in the past. Look how nice this came out. That's the one side that was really, really dark. There's the void where the lighting is void, but anyway. They'll come in the morning and arrange it how they want it. There's those track lights again, so you can get an idea what I'm talking about. Here's the rug. It does have to dry, and I am going to kind of comb it a little better. I got the triangles on there with the vacuum, but I'm going to bring the groomer in and just get it all one direction. There's all the shedding and loose fibers. There's a pile there and a pile there. I'm sure that might be some debris or hair as well. Who knows? Pile there. There's the Grande groomer. I am missing my triangle brush. I think it does a better job. I may get back to that. I think I'm also going to retire after today the Power Speed. I ended up having to use the restaurant's Shark, I believe. I was having some pickup problems and some leveling problems. The vacuum wouldn't raise up and down, and they're $49.99 at Home Depot all day long. So I may invest in a better quality vacuum. I know I said that wasn't important, but live and learn. All right, everybody, thank you for joining me for another episode today. If I get a chance, I'll film my next jobs. We'll see what happens. I'm going to try and get these knocked out. But hey, commercial jobs are a great source of income for carpet cleaners. And as always, I appreciate you watching. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, and I'll see you in my next one.